Could this growing business survive an unexpected tragedy? 1031 Productions started off strong, but where is the company today? On Shark Tank, most pitches fall into familiar categories, like household goods, technology, childcare products, or food. It's relatively rare for the sharks to consider pitches in the entertainment realm. Yes, there have been a few exceptions, like the inclusivity-oriented comics company Black Sands Productions. There's also Drive Suit's robotic car-themed strolling performance venture. However, companies like 1031 Productions are a relative anomaly. The brainchild of entrepreneur Melissa Carbone, 1031 Productions began as a company that stages live horror-themed events. Their most popular attraction is the Los Angeles Haunted Hayride, a terrifying nighttime trip through several scary tableaus set up in the city's famed Griffith Park. Carbone and her business partner and ex-spouse Allison Richards launched 1031 Productions in 2009. By the time of her Shark Tank pitch, 1031 Productions' most lucrative revenue stream came from the Haunted Hayride. Each October, the Haunted Hayride was operational for the 17 days leading up to Halloween. It consistently sold out, adding up to about $1.8 million in revenue in that period alone. Carbone went into the tank to pitch her company in October 2013, with her episode airing 6 days before Halloween. She asked for $2 million in exchange for a 10% equity stake in her company. Kevin O'Leary and Robert Herjavec didn't believe in her financial projections for the following year, while Lori Grenier didn't consider the investment worth her time. So all three bowed out. Damon John offered $2 million for 40%, but when Carbone countered with the same dollar amount for 20%, Mark Cuban swooped in and took the deal. And with that, it was his biggest investment in his first 5 seasons on the show.
Everywhere I go, there's zombies.
1031 had big plans for expansion, including a New York-based haunted hayride, as well as a great horror campout, an immersive 12-hour campathon filled with scares. Bigger picture, Carbone wanted to have a 1031 attraction in every major city in the US. The first New York haunted hayride was a success. In its first year, it made 36% more than its Los Angeles counterpart's second-year performance, even if bad weather meant that it fell short of its $5 million goal. This, along with Cuban's investment, allowed 1031 to branch out. As of May 2015, it offered 2 hayrides, the camping attraction, a haunted cruise called the Ghost Ship, several great horror movie night outings, and even a film production company that aimed to make movies related to its attractions. The popularity of 1031 Productions and its numerous affiliated attractions has turned it into one of the biggest Shark Tank success stories out there. Of course, not every big leap of faith that Mark Cuban or any of the other sharks have taken on an investment deal has turned out so rosy. So it's worth looking closer at how everything came together in this unique case. As touched upon prior, 1031 Productions was actually doing quite well, even before it got featured on Shark Tank. Between having several established brands and a solid stream of revenue, the business was in no need of a savior. Melissa Carbone told Dread Central in a 2017 interview, "We were doing really well, and I had little to no interest in selling a piece of the company. I recognized what the platform Shark Tank could provide, so I reconsidered." Indeed, arguably the greatest effect of Cuban's involvement with 1031 Productions is how it allowed the venture to carry out its pre-existing plans for expansion more efficiently. In the interview, Carbone noted, "The amount of time that opportunity saves us on sourcing location, scouting, and partnerships has been incredible. It took a year to permit a location for our first attraction, and once we became known and associated with Mark, everyone in the country with a piece of land or building to offer had us on speed dial." It seems that 1031 Productions was bound for success, regardless of whether it obtained a deal on Shark Tank or not. Unfortunately, not everything was smooth sailing for the growing company. The New York Post reported that back in 2016, one of the haunted hayride set pieces, supposedly a fog machine, fell on a customer, leaving them severely injured. This led to a lawsuit in 2018, and as a result, Carbone sold 1031 to event company 13th Floor Entertainment Group. With that said, she is still actively operating her rides and events through the new company.